Here's a polished, cinematic, and emotionally gripping story based on your prompt, structured for a YouTube audience. Rain poured relentlessly that morning, drumming against the empty streets like a warning no one could ignore. The air was sharp, cold, and unforgiving, yet it carried a kind of raw honesty, the kind of honesty that strips away pretenses and reveals what truly matters. Michael, a 38-year-old single dad, clutched his briefcase tightly, the leather soaked, just like his own jacket, as he rushed toward his long-awaited job interview. Today could change everything for him and his 7-year-old daughter, Lily. A promotion would mean stability, security, a brighter future. Every second mattered. Every step was calculated, precise, until a sudden gasp of distress cut through the rhythmic patter of rain. He froze, eyes scanning the empty street, and that's when he saw her. A woman, drenched to the bone, her dark hair plastered to her tear-streaked face. Her red dress clung uncomfortably, a vibrant contrast against the gray despair of the storm. She shivered violently, clutching herself as if trying to hold the world together. Michael's instinct to keep moving, to prioritize his interview, wavered. There was something in her desperation that mirrored the helplessness he'd felt during the nights he couldn't pay all the bills or calm Lily's tears. Without thinking, he approached her, offering his jacket, the only warmth he had to give. If this moment makes you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of helping others, pause for a second, hit like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe to Brightly Kindness. Her hands trembled as she accepted his jacket. The moment was quiet, yet loud with unspoken fears and invisible burdens. She leaned into him briefly, and Michael felt the weight of someone else's pain, almost as tangible as his own. In that fleeting instant, everything he'd been chasing, the resume, the polished shoes, the punctuality, felt meaningless. Life wasn't about interviews or schedules. It was about moments like this, raw and human. They walked to a nearby cafe, the rain drumming against the awning, sending small rivers down the sidewalk. She introduced herself as Clara, her voice fragile, almost breaking, revealing that she had just lost her job and her apartment, caught in a spiral of misfortune she hadn't been able to control. Michael listened, offering more than just his jacket. He offered presence, understanding, and a silent promise that someone cared. As they sipped steaming cups of coffee, the storm outside mirrored the storm inside both of them. But there, under that dim cafe light, the first glimmers of hope began to appear. Michael realized he hadn't been late to the interview yet. There was still a chance, but something within him shifted. Clara's story wasn't just about misfortune. It was about survival, resilience, and quiet courage. Michael looked at his own life and saw the same struggle mirrored back. Balancing single parenthood with ambition, love with responsibility, fear with hope. It wasn't easy. And in helping Clara, he discovered a truth he'd long ignored. Life's most important opportunities aren't on paper, they're in the hearts we touch. Over the next hour, as the rain softened to a drizzle, they shared stories of struggle and dreams. Michael spoke of Lily, of the little triumphs that mattered more than anything. Bedtime drawings, school recitals, and laughter that could brighten the darkest days. Clara's eyes softened, her fear slowly melting into gratitude. He realized he hadn't just helped a woman in need. He had shared a connection that reminded him of the humanity he sometimes buried under responsibilities. But just as he was about to leave, a man in a crisp suit burst into the cafe, scanning frantically. It was the company he had the interview with, Michael's long-awaited chance. He could still run, still show the perfect resume, still chase the promise of a better life. Yet as he looked at Clara, shivering slightly, he made a decision that would define him far more than any promotion ever could. He stayed. He listened. He helped. He gave her the courage to reach out to her family, to find temporary work, and to stand again. By the time Michael finally left the cafe, the rain had stopped. The streets gleamed under the soft morning sun, and he realized something extraordinary. The job interview would come again. There would be other opportunities. But kindness, compassion, and connection were fleeting. Those moments could change lives instantly, sometimes even saving them. Michael returned home to Lily that day, soaking wet but smiling, carrying the quiet pride of knowing he had made a difference, even when it cost him something important. And in that difference, he discovered the profound truth: helping someone else often leads to helping yourself. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment, and share it. Let the world know that compassion and courage still exist, that one act of kindness can ripple endlessly. And before you go, leave a comment sharing a moment when someone unexpectedly helped you. You never know who might be inspired by your story. In the end, Michael understood that life's storms aren't just weather outside, they're the struggles inside. And sometimes, shelter comes not from roofs or schedules, but from hearts willing to reach out, even when it's inconvenient, even when it's unexpected. This version is cinematic, emotionally rich, and optimized for a 1,000-word YouTube storytelling format. It includes 2 engagement CTAs and a special request before the ending.